Alright, I lied last stream. I lied. Not to you, dear VOD viewers, because you don't care when I go live, just when I post the VODs. But I lied to everybody on stream when I said that I would be back at my normal time. I am not streaming at my normal time. I'm streaming like an hour and 40 minutes early again. But that's kind of cool because then I'm done earlier and I'm still kind of awake. So I don't know, maybe I'll just change my stream time. This worked well with Jasmine's schedule again, so whatever. Whatever. Oh wait, I should probably tab over to where Twitch is instead of staring at the Eminem music playlist in YouTube. Hey Golden Gloves. What's up, OG? Yeah, I'm sneaking in early again. Quick sauna. I mean, if it works for you guys, I don't know. I may wind up just sticking with this time. Is the music too loud? Or do I just need to turn down my headphones? It's blasting in my ears. Rookshep. Gunnavolf. Quicksana. Quick. Hello, y'all. Let's go to the other zone. Red 6, what's up? Oh no, actually, yes, maybe? I don't know. Aloth, what's going on? Let me see, does anybody got that zone checked out? Maybe it's about time for me also to check this zone in for a little bit. Though I might come back in here and mess with these caves real quick and Blender just to mix it up a little bit. But mainly what I was thinking of doing is just throwing in some spawn volumes in here. Nick and I were talking about like a little bit of a workflow between us to get spawn volumes and stuff. Or not small volumes, but the NPCs blasted out a lot quicker. What's up, Classic EverQuest, Thadvic? What's up, Tupac, Kenji? You know what? Let me hit save. I don't think anything's gonna change. Let me see. Alright, Scarwood's out. Let me check Scarwood in actually. And then check it back out. And then try something. That way if I break anything, it's all good. It came out, Ollie was supporting the Quorum server. Your whole team is just too nice. Yeah, that got leaked, huh? Secrets. Secrets did not keep the secrets. Yeah. Ollie was helping secrets out. Since the secret's out, I can say it. And by supporting, it was just helping pay server costs. If you're listening from EG7. Just helping out our dear friend with a little dollaroonies. Ollie's a super sweet guy. I don't even. Well, hopefully you see more of them in the future, like some videos or something, just so you get a feel for like just what a nice guy he is. I am on early, Liz. I said I was gonna be on normal time last stream, and then I lied. I think one of the only times I'll lie to you guys is just about stream times. That's about it. I would feel so guilty about anything else. But I don't really feel guilty about it when it comes to stream times. Hey, Death Rider, Fuller. Mainly because... Liz, you know how it is. Streaming is, you know... It can be taxing if you're not, like, just a naturally streamtific person, or however you would say it. What's up, Chinny? Streamtastic. So let me submit this and then check it right back out. So I'm gonna stage selected, y'all. Like, I am a social person because I'm not... Like, I'm real good about not giving a shit. And, like, just asserting myself and, like, into situations or into social situations or whatever. Like, I'll just talk to anybody. But it is tiring. It's a tiring thing. Like, I was always kind of a class clown. Not always, but I got to be a class clown. And I'm just like somebody that's always like, if somebody else is like doing a good job of running the show, if I'm in a social environment and there's like somebody that's really got to be the person running shit, you know, they're alpha dog. I'll be like, have at it, homie. You know, like, I'll ride along as long as they're not stupid. If they're stupid, then you got to let them know and then be like, listen, I hate to break this to you, but you're stupid. You're not in charge of this social function anymore. I am going to take over, or I'm going to leave. One of those things is about to occur. And then, if they're good and they're running it or whatever, I'm like, God bless, have fun. I'll just coast, draft in behind them. But yeah, I'm just a naturally sort of assertive, outgoing, let's get it done kind of person. And then I just go home and I'm like, I'm fine not saying a single word for 3 days, if you know, like, I'll be here with my dog most of the time and I'll talk to him. But that might be the only person I talk to, except for Jasmine, for days. And then you guys. Can't wait for the imminent party. Yeah. I'll actually be able to remember more of our fanfares in the future if we have them, since I no longer drink. Rook, did I already say hello? Hello, Rook. Shortok, Possum, Anaraku, Tiff, howdy. What was I doing? Oh, I was checking this freaking file. Hey, Everell. Imminent party is going to be more barbecue based and drinking, lots of meat spits. Hey, if you guys want to drink, have at it. I don't mind being around it. I was just not doing it. But I'll definitely eat some barbecue, drink some delicious coffee and energy drinks. Hey, Tsunami-san. Shinny's been doing a fantastic job hitting some extra propping around Night Harbor. It is much appreciated, bringing the place to life. I don't know what I'm gonna do about my posture on camera. I feel like it makes me, I feel like it kind of makes me look weird. Like I got like a little pot belly. I'll just stream like this the whole time. Standing desk, that might be what does it. Vanity. Looking forward to all the landmark names you'll come up with. Meet at the Pickle Rock for XP group. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Avery, that's gonna be, it's gonna be cool to see. Wait, has Chinny been streaming the propping as well? I'm so oblivious. I think I might be like one of the most poor time management people in existence at this point. Like I can't keep up with anything. Man. But now I don't want to see it because I like just run it through the zone. I'm like, oh shit, look at that. I ran up, dude. I ran up into Blackfeather Bazaar and then was looking up and saw the Spirit Tap and I was just, what? And I was actually on my little play tune as well. Oh, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'll have to start grabbing the streams when I'm on my little gnome. That's what I need to do. I did not stop for a drink, but that reminds me, I do have a list of bugs. Like the merchant in the North End. The bartender in the North End doesn't have a merchant list and stuff like that. Ingelherz, guten Tag, wie geht's? Trinity has taken it from new built estate to proper lived in and populated. Yeah. Change your camera angle to frame just your face from eyes and mouth super close up. Possum, that would be great. That'd be great. Or just I should do like burnt peanut and just have like a little I don't know, little avatar and just all you can see is my eyes and mouth. That might be better. Do you think there's more lore coming for Red Mantle, Bahara, etc.? There'll be more lore available to you. It exists. It's just not in your hands yet. One of the things that we talked about doing, and maybe this is kind of a weird spoiler or whatever, like we may not put in all of the lore before early access. We may stockpile some lore in a corner and wait until early access to, like, the books and notes and dialogues and stuff will be written up and be sitting there waiting to be pasted into the database. Hey, Encrypt. No waifu avatar, please. Are you sure? My voice would probably go really well with maybe a frisky little goth avatar. Lore drop seemed a great thing to drip between with modules too. Oh, that's absolutely going to happen. Stream did start, Witzer, but you can't hear this. Did I say waifu or instead of waifu? I did, didn't I? I'm 50. I'm allowed to say stuff wrong at least once per stream. Alright, so I've checked that in. Let me note it and then say that I'm taking it Waifu is just a wish waifu. How about that? Waifu Goblin, change my mind. I would probably go more halfling or gnome. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to double pinky promise confirm that Keepers Bight is been checked in. But I think I'm like one of the only people that keeps stuff checked out for inordinately long periods of time, so I'm going to assume it's checked in. Hey Nova. Any update on trade skills you know about this upcoming playtest? I collect a lot of spider silk, but I'm clueless on spinning. No pressure, just curious. You can always just tag Rift, Valen. Hey, my friend Justin Beer, what's going on? You can always just tag Rift in Discord. So let me go do a little quick piece of work that I need to do in Keepers Bight real fast. Why are people talking about waifu goblins? I mean, just kind of your average stream topic. How you doing, Goblin? What's up, Bill? Just kind of, you know, how these guys are. It's hump day. It's hump day, Goblin. It's hump day. Checking out Keepers Bight. Well, that just tastes like chemicals. What are we looking at? Pathing and spawn nodes. We are looking at switcheroo. We are looking at spawn nodes, and then these are go-to routes. So it's essentially our pathing. We use A star, and I don't know if the nav meshes are like Unity nav meshes that work with A star, or if they're A star nav meshes from a technical standpoint. I actually don't know. Excuse me. Fortunately, I don't have to mess with pathing too much. First usually messes with that. First and Ollie. But so pathing just kind of works when it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. These blue boxes are just our spawn volumes, and they double as wander, like random wander volumes as well. So we can spawn a thing in there and they'll wander around in it with some commands that we have over here, these zone commands. What you're looking at here, though, is just like they're set routes. So like this guy over here is a giant. Yep, hello, giant. He spawns, he pauses for 180 seconds, he goes to 1, goes to 2, goes to 3. 3 has a set specific facing, it'll be that one right there. So he stands there, and occasionally looks like he's talking to this guy who spawns here. He's talking to this bandit. He pauses at this location for 60 seconds. If we wanted him to actually say something, we could. We'd add a say command in there. It could be a trigger or whatever. It could be a trigger that looks to see if this guy's up, and then they could actually talk back and forth through a series of triggers, but we're keeping it pretty simple on this one. So he pauses for 60 seconds, then he continues on his path, and then goes all the way back around. So at, he pauses over here, I think. Where's 7? Yeah, I think it's gonna 6, 7. So he looks over here for a little bit, 25 seconds. Then instead of another go-to, he's just got to go home. So he goes back to his home point, his spawn location. We can redefine home as a command in there if we want to get fancy, but we don't do that very often. So he goes home, and then he sets his active command to index 0. Right, so, and that's, I don't know if you can see it. It might be under something. Let me look. No, I think you can see it. And so 0 then just rolls back up to here. It waits for 180 seconds and does it again, right? So very simple, sort of like deterministic behavior set there. And then what we're doing in here is Nick and I were looking around and we're like, oh, actually some of these areas could be expanded with regards to the number of NPCs we have here, just to provide a few more camps within this level range. A little more content. The space absolutely allows for it, so why not? So what we have here is we've got some bandits. They're just kind of hanging out over here, chilling. I did say, yep, that I'm checking out Keepers Bight. So now what I can do is I can, first thing I want to do is actually see, we have the ability to like define our ID here, and then it will auto increment. But I like to kind of keep things together as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is in the hierarchy over here, it's on my other screen. In the hierarchy, I'm going to look at our spawners. These guys. Now give me a nice list of spawners in the zone. So all these little green goblin heads. And I'm going to look and see if there's an open range that was bandits beforehand. It looks like these guys are in the 300s. So did we fill up 300? 340, 341 to 350. Yeah, that's not bad. What I'll do is I'll just start at 342 and auto increment. Goblin says slept at a normal time. Oh my gosh. I'm not used to working during the morning. I feel even more tired. What the hell's with that? Some people are not morning people. I've been so sleepy in the mornings lately. It has just been impossible. And then I was trying like a overnight like casein based protein powder that also had melatonin in it. And I was waking up the next day completely unable to wake up. So I'm like, I don't think I can take the melatonin. A switcheroo, you're very welcome. I can't do the melatonin, I don't think. I had some really solid dreams, like some very... I mean, I typically have great dreams, but these were even like more. But I was just melatonin hungover. It's morning here right now, zombie mode. Yeah, folks on the West Coast, it must be pretty early, huh? DJ Footfingers, what's going on? They said my mom got melatonin. She said it didn't help her sleep. It just gave her extremely weird dreams. Yeah, I like it though. Weird dreams. I'm a big fan. 9:50 a.m. now. That's not too bad. What was I doing other than talking to you guys? Oh, auto incrementing from here. Dreaming of cat deities. I can't say that I have. We're just gonna make a little casual. I think these guys gotta be updated as well, huh? Yeah, they do. Okay. So we're gonna go. Oh. You know what? It's gonna be faster. I'm gonna bring them up in the database. I'm just gonna copy and paste that stuff in. Hey, John. What's going on, buddy? Ooh, okay, yeah, lower range. Lower range. I forgot he set this up. Lower range bandits. Nice. Lower level bandits will be good over here. Did I always have glasses? My other glasses didn't have rims, so they kind of blended into the background, so you may not have noticed them. Slavi, thank you for the follow. A bunch of people hopping into our Discord today. We added like I think like 250 people to the Discord today. What's going on there? Hopefully everybody's nice. We don't have time for mean people in our Discord. What's up, Blue Queen? Hey, Free Juice. Feeling a renewed sense of hype for Eminem. Can't wait for the day it finally releases. Why? Did you just wake up and it was like you're just feeling it, or? Excuse me. Hey, Ollie, we were just talking about you. Nothing but good things. I'm not kidding. Nothing but good things, Ollie. I feel like it's slowly getting darker in this zone. Hey, Sinris. Blue Queen, are you talking about our Discord or your Discord? Are you saying our Discord? Or... Free Juice, have you played our game? Rolls eyes, the Eminem. Hey, I was just confirming, because like if you also had a wonderful milestone, then we would share in all of the good stuff. Right? It's a good thing happening to you, it's a good thing happening to us. I was just trying to be supportive. just showing my support for whatever Discord you're talking about that was not ours, but since it was ours, then I'm even more supportive. I'm gonna add another rock here, because these guys are supposed to be kind of sneaky over here, so I don't want to just have like another bonfire and then it's like... Oh, now they're super sneaky. They're behind 2 rocks. No one can see them coming. Except for the fact that I put the bonfire right between the rocks. Yuki Rads. Yuki. Your new name is Yuki Rads. Yuki Rads. I did sneak in early again. It works really. Put the bonfire inside the rocks. See, Ollie, this is why you get paid the big bucks. You're a freaking genius. Is this rock down? Yeah, UK Rads. I lied last stream when I said that I wasn't going to stream early again, but then my wife was like, I got a garden meeting and I want to go to the range, and I'm like, okay, I'm streaming early then. Hey, Chex. Witzer, if I didn't say hi when you came in, hello. Zareki, who I'm just going to start calling Zachary from now on and just get it over with so I can always just nail it. Reviver. Florane, hello. Matter of fact, if I focus on calling you Zachary, then I'll probably say Zareki. You use your mining pick to crack open a rock and it's just a group of bandits staring at you. We could probably do that. I'm not going to make any promises, but I do think we could do that. All right. Could you repeat the question? For some reason that song is stuck in my head. Come on, Unity Editor. You can do it, buddy. Have look inside, scratch into the rock. Oh, that's when all of a sudden you discover that we have rock mimics. Deep dwarf bandits hiding in unbreakable rocks would be pretty good. I think early on we joked about, like when we were talking about them when they were first coming up, we talked about whether or not they could just turn into rocks as camouflage. What did we say on the spawners? It was 340. No. 342. I might miss some of what you guys are saying because you're being wonderful and chatting a bunch, and I'm really like trying to get this process rolling, getting my clicking going. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm doing real work today, Thadvic. I wouldn't start accusing people of stuff, but I am gonna be conscious of me trying to like get these camps added in that I was talking to Nick about earlier. I wouldn't say I'm doing real work. I'm still gonna be slow as dirt because I'm on stream. I am so much faster when I'm not streaming and precise and awesome. What would you say you do here? Exactly. Well, but that is true. I am a people person. Why? Did someone... Did I'm a people person. You hear that, Reddit? I'm a people person. Dargit said, I'm so much faster when I'm not streaming. There's no evidence of this. Exactly. He's on to me. Pocket sand. Should make blinding traps for pullers to run into by accident. Please don't let us forget that idea. Please, whatever you do, don't let us forget that. Let us forget that idea. Hey, what's up, Cod? Cad? Is it Cod or is it Cad? Give me... Hey, we officially added more spiders in game earlier today. A few more. And I have plans. I have plans for even more spiders for you. More spiders, yes. Cad? Did you actually respond? I missed it. My chat screen is not very big right now. Crowbane, you are very welcome. It's Key knows is not how it is. Luklin is not correct. Jif, like Eneraku. No, phonetics. Phonetics, Steve. How do I say your name phonetically? Keynos is the wildest. It is. You guys have some. I mean, I'm gonna let you say it however you want, but you're wrong. Treant. Trunkle. CAD, like the software, like AutoCAD. Pipe. Ollie's like, isn't Key knows where Pipe is from? Pipe's, oh my gosh, what if they voiced him and he was like a southern gentleman? Listen, y'all have ruined y'all's lands. You will not ruin mine. Come to find out, Knowles just sound like Southern gentlemen. What? Of course I'm watching. Oh, it's because I switched to the Eminem account. Oh man, ideas for Eminem FPS. Drinking sweet tea all day. I do declare. This? How did you just... That's actually how you catch Nick lurking. All you have to do, because he's always present. Don't get him wrong. He's always present everywhere at once. Hey, Qualnos. Nick is everywhere at once. He's omnipotent. He's omnipotent. He's everywhere. But then the way you like, it's like speaking his demon name. Like the way that you can like summon him into your circle and bind him is to mention PlanetSide or Eminem FPS. Hey, somebody else said something nice a second ago. Did I just like miss it? So it was Strider. Hold on 1 second. I got on a silly tangent. I missed it. Do you still not have a view actual model for those mobs yet? So, no, but it's in our feature request list. It's just such lower priority to compare to everything else. It is a brilliant idea, Liz. We wrote it down. So Strider Dark said, "Hey Sean, just wanted to hop in and say I love what you and the team are making. I've been looking for an MMO like this ever since EQ. I made my 3 best friends join the last playtest, and all 3 of them think the game is awesome, and they never played EQ. One actually has never played an MMO before. Keep up the great work and eagerly waiting for EA." That is badass. That is awesome. That is so we're at an interesting point with this, and I don't want to prove certain people that comment about me online right and like start every stream with like a rant about certain things, but I do think it is something that don't encourage Sean, it only encourages them. I'm curious, Strider, are you still out there? Wonder if Strider's still out there. They just popped in to say hi and then ran off. Because I have a question. Asian Candy Thought. Well, that's an interesting name. That's imagery. That paints a picture. I don't want to rant, but starts him in a rant. Yeah, I guess that's kind of how it always happens. Cannot wait to be immersed on the 23rd. Have you played the game before? So I'm really starting to wonder about the difference between people that are excited about the game and people that have played the game and are excited. I think those are 2 very different camps of people, obviously. But for us especially, it is oops. It is an interesting one. You have not yet. Well, after you play on the 23rd, I would love for you, no matter what you think, to come back and let us know. Because I think what's happened is there are a lot of people... So there are a lot of people that write stuff online about classic MMOs or classically inspired MMOs or retro MMOs. Excuse me. And those people will often refer to how other people have rose-colored glasses on about the mechanics and sort of the things that were appealing in those MMOs. But I think that what's happening is maybe a bit the opposite. Yes, Dargith, exactly. Hey, Swanee. Lich. Thanks. Saraki. OG Ponytail. No worries, yeah, let us know. But I think... the people that come in and say like, hey, I used to love these types of games back in the day. I grabbed some homies that I played with back in the day and some that have never played back in the day. And in this case, like with Strider, someone that never played an MMO before. Then we came in and played and had a great time. I think that is... And now people will say, oh, because, you know, echo chamber or it's positivity bias or something like that. Of course, we're going to gravitate towards the people that like what we're doing. But I would say that when we get people and it's a mix, and we've seen a significant number of people say, hey, I brought other people with me and we had a blast. Now, we do have reports of people who are like, hey, I brought, you know, people with me, and if it wasn't for me, like, teaching them how to play or whatever, they would have absolutely quit, or I brought people with me and they quit. So I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, right? But that's always been on our list, or like, we've always thought that a significant number of people would come in and be like, oh, what's this? It's fantasy, it's MMO, it's classically inspired, but then everybody's got their own, like, definition of what that means, and they come in and they're like, oh shit, like I died, I had to recover my corpse, and what's going on with, you know, this mechanic, and oh, it was too dark, though we do have like the gamma slider in there now for you if it's, because honestly, if it was like overwhelmingly dark, if you were outdoors and it was overwhelmingly dark to you, then that was your monitor. Because for people whose monitors, like, I don't know, are HDR, aren't HDR, whatever, it's one of the two. Like, whoever has the monitor that's not making it dark as shit, it's not that dark. Sorry, I got something stuck in my teeth. But yeah, so that's something I've tried to, like, tell the team a little bit as well, of like, hey, we're definitely gonna get shit on by some people. You know, especially like people that write articles. That's absolutely going to happen. Because I don't think a lot of those people are actually that into the concept. Like it's not a... I don't know. I think there are more accessible takes on what we're doing out there. Rook said, kind of strikes me as projection now. They don't like classic elements, so they attribute it to being nostalgia. Meanwhile, a whole new generation is moving from WoW to OSRS for a reason. Yeah, and I mean, I just think it's... I don't think there's a perfect formula. I think it's just people are going to be looking around for different takes. And as long as we provide a unique take, and it feels good, and it's internally consistent, and the mechanics work well together, then there are going to be a certain percentage of players that like this version. Some people want to play Tarkov. Some people want to play Arc Raiders. Some people want to play Marathon. Right? Like, some people want to play, name another extraction shooter. Some people just want to play Battlefield. We personally would like to play Battlefield 1942. Is it Darkwind or Darkone or? You want more spiders as well? Wow, that's so wild. Darkwind, there we go. I might have to go floss my teeth so I stop making weird faces at you. I've got celery stuck in my teeth. Battlefield Vietnam was best Battlefield, at least soundtrack. Soundtrack was good. I did not find it to be the best. I thought Battlefield 1942 is best, the original. Battlefield 1942 Desert Combat mod from DICE was second best. I think it was DICE, like the original DICE. Didn't DICE do that originally? Like, but it was just a mod. Elves and Guns. That would be on my list of things that would be really cool to make. It's been on my list of things that would be really cool to make. Battlefield 2142. That was what? That was like a couple, and they had like the base ships and stuff like that, Zach? I would say probably more Shadowrun-ish. Yeah, that one was fun, but still, nothing was better than 1942, the original, I think. I mean, my vote would be more Shadowrun-ish and less, like, 40K. But, you know. That's just because I pitched it at Sony for 7 years. I pitched EQ. I pitched EQ in the future of Norath. Like, basically a futuristic version of Norath. Like, where everything had kind of evolved. Instead of with Shadowrun, where it was like a normal, normal world, and then it had the Awakening or whatever it was called. Desert Combat is award-winning FPS mod for Battlefield created by Frank DeLise, Brian Hollenka, and Tim Brophy. Okay, so it wasn't DICE. For some reason, I thought those guys were associated with DICE. If I can get back to my storage unit again, I think I might even have a printout of the pitch document that I gave to Brad and those guys. When I got to Variant, it was actually the Variant pitch document form that they had. And they had open pitch process for new games within Variant/SOE. And I pitched Shadowrun Norath so many times that it became a running joke. Like, Russ Shanks, the number 2 guy there below Smed, used to call it Sean's Shadowrun game. And they were never going to make it because Shadowrun was just too nerdy. So it's been on my list forever. What did Brad think of the pitch? I don't think he ever once mentioned it. Why they keep saying no? Because marketing thought that Cyberpunk was too nerdy and no one would ever be into Cyberpunk games. And Cyberpunk with elves and shit was even nerdier and even fewer people would be into it. Not even making that up. Well, I mean, our marketing department at the time really didn't know anything about EverQuest either. Let's be real. It's time to slay the dragon. It's time to slay the dragon. It is time to slay the dragon, which was accidentally great. They accidentally made a cool commercial. But this was, yeah, no offense to our marketing team, but they didn't know anything about games. Marketing people weren't well versed in what they were marketing? I don't know. Yeah, Rook. That seems a little odd. That hasn't been the story of my freaking career. Liz, it was a different era. It was a different era. I think the best way to describe it was, I think they felt that they really knew marketing. Hear me out. I think they felt like they knew marketing. They didn't necessarily need to know all the details of the product. They knew marketing. They knew how to like wow people and make a good looking ad, or they knew how to press the right PR buttons. But they didn't know the demographic. Oh no, they wouldn't talk like back then. These particular marketing people. And I think maybe they've gotten better. A lot of them are still in gaming or whatever. But at the time, they were the people that would not talk to video game people in high school. You know what I mean? They're like the fun people. They're like, they knew how to have a good time and convince people of stuff. Or so they believed. And, you know, and then it was like, and then there was like, hang out with the journalists. And what, like, they flew a couple of us up to, San Francisco. Yeah, it was the Time to Fight the Dragon crew. They also had like some ad where like it was a woman in like a chainmail bikini. And when the team saw it, they were just like, what is this shit? Why is it associated with our name? A Shadowrun game in 2006 would have been a home run. Oh, I pitched it in 2001. Or I pitched it in like 2000 through like 2007 or 8 or something like that. We also had a prototype for a mercenary first-person shooter. Actually, we had a prototype for a mercenary FPS game that if you want to know the feature set for the most part, check out the new game that Smed's working on. If that looks cool to you, for the most part, then that was what we had a working prototype of in 2003. And I can show you the concept art for it. But we didn't wind up making the Mercenary game because guess why? Guess why? Because Mercenaries had not yet come out on the PlayStation 2? Was it 2 at the time? So the people in marketing said that people wouldn't understand that mercenaries fight wars and stuff, and it wouldn't be as cool as like a... They wanted us to make like a Cold War shooter. Have you looked at the Vale of Centaur line of sight area, orc area? It's a bit weird. I saw someone had mentioned that. We can look at it. I haven't looked at it, but I saw it. They didn't know about Blackrock yet? Well, I guess they also didn't know about Blackwater at the time, right? Like, it wasn't like we were saying anything crazy. One of the guys on our team, one of the programmers, was actually friends. One of his wife's friends, close friends, worked for Blackwater at the time. I mean, it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed cool. We were running around in like urban camo, cargo pants with a hoodie, with a with body armor, in a backpack, like regular backpack, running around with AKs. We had, I think we had like a 40-on-40 battle. Speaking of Desert Combat, we had actually just imported the like max file from the Desert Combat mod into PlanetSide, basically. Adjusted the values, and people were like flying around in Reavers and shit and on four-wheelers, and we had it working. We had an internal playtest like 2 weeks after we started the whole messing around with it. So it was like, I swear I've shown this off before. Here, I'll show you a piece of concept art from it. So I had a bunch of concepts, but they're in storage. Fisa did all these vehicles and stuff. She's super talented. She's actually on that team now, which is kind of fun. And then little character concept art. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of like pretty stylish. As a Florida man, these cars just look normal to you, right? Yeah, it's pretty normal stuff. Needs more goblins, exactly. And then this was when we, like, later on, I was pitching something more cyberpunk. So yeah. It was Guns for Hire was the mercenary one, and Future of Crime. Those were the internal sort of like code names we had given them. Elves with AK, please. AKs, please, right? FP. Oh, I think I remember why there's no bandits, like big bandit camp over here, is because this is right here, but maybe it doesn't matter. The bandits are sneaky. Let's change these guys' level. Fippy Glockpaw. Holy shit, that's hilarious. And you get a cease and desist. Fippy Glockpaw. Oh. Sounds like what Project Blackbird was going to be from ESO. Really, Zach? Which one? The mercenary one or the futuristic one? Future one. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Stuff gets canceled. I got so much crap on this other monitor. I need a third monitor for sure. See, EQ3 has been mentioned a lot after the EQ next debacle. I can't say I'm going to look at EQ3 much. I'll just be very curious to see what route they take it, right? Like, what will it be? Will it be a reskin of EverQuest? Like a literal just reskin of EverQuest utilizing all the old data? Will it be a... I think the more that the company deviates from basically just reskinning EverQuest and then doing like EverQuest Classic Plus, the more they run into the challenge of what does classic mean, right? Like what does EverQuest mean? Sounds like a visual overhaul, much like the Oblivion remake, Zach. Yeah, I think that's probably I think that's the safest route for them to go. I think that's the smartest move. And the thing is, it's kind of a no-brainer if you've got the cash. You don't even have to have a big team for that. You just, you get with an outsourcing company. You hand them like, I don't know. I don't think it would be that expensive, to be honest, if you're starting with like Trilogy. I would say if you're getting really, really fancy, I don't know. $1.5 million, $2 million? I mean, and that I think is overshooting it a fair bit. But like, let's just say it's really, really, really well done. So, there you go. Didn't they lose a lot of the original EQ data? Hence why P99 had to mock up some stuff. No, I think P99 had to make up stuff because P99 didn't have they don't have the data. I've talked to some people that have insight into like how they've set up the emulators in the past, and knowing how it was actually set up versus how they set it up, it's a lot of guesswork that is not always that accurate. Zach said, yeah, I think it was 2 million for a high quality remake. Yeah, cool. It's good to see that I'm not like off base, because I actually would trust your opinion more than mine on that. But I've spent I've been talking to our friend John at Motion Logic for a few years now, and just kind of getting a feel for it in preparation for when we go into early access. If we've got cash, then wanting to be able to scale. But I think making Classic, basically just making redoing, literally just doing EverQuest reskin, and then taking it from there, stopping it maybe at Trilogy, and then like just making it a very rich world with the data that they already have, would be, it may not be the final move, right? Like you could do that, and I think really rejuvenate the IP, and I think that would really get people like fucking super excited for EverQuest. Not that anybody's ever not excited for EverQuest. And I think that would breathe so much life into EQ for a bit. I think the money, if they charged a sub for that and got rid of all the bullshit microtrans, like that right there would make enough cash for them that they could leverage their learnings from that and their cash to make a true successor, while operating that as a live game that has ongoing additional content being layered into Classic. I think that would be the move. And Daybreak, if you're watching this, if you haven't considered that fact already, if you haven't figured that part out and you don't want to just like clip this and then do it, you know, I don't know, shoot me an email, and I'll write it up for you in bullet points, and you can do it. I don't want to sound hubristic or like a dickhead or anything by saying it that way, but I just think that is the more obvious move, because here's the problem. The second you start going, we're going to screw with the formula, and like then it gets into, okay, what's the formula? Now it could be that they're able to nail the formula. They're able to nail everything that everybody loves about Classic EQ, with the quality of life that people want, with the new graphics and all that. They may be able to nail that. I could be completely wrong. I just think that becomes a trickier proposition, and I think if it starts to deviate from what was there, then it's going to, if you think old school / classic MMOs like Us or AOA or Pantheon or Embers or any of the others, if you think they get like a tough comparison to something like EQ, just wait until EQ is being compared to EQ. Good luck with that one. That is not an easy one to wrangle, I don't think. But I could be wrong. The team might be behind the scenes, they might be killing it. They might have like a really good concept for this. And they might already be on top of it and stuff like that. Hey, Lasava. So maybe me just saying it that way is like, I don't know, lame or whatever, but I'm trying to think of where this camp could be. But I think that's a move. Hey Rumble Crush, thank you for the follow. Yeah, the no changes drama with WoW Classic is a great example of Iconos. And that's what I mean. It's going to be a tough one to crack if they don't start there. And it just seems like if I was the one managing that portfolio, that is, I think, just having that, especially after the EQ3 EQ next kind of thing that happened. I think just taking that approach is kind of a interesting good faith, give them what they want, get people hyped on the IP, get people excited about the company's decisions and the team and just sort of like the future of the brand or whatever. I mean, these guys are like right here. Ever play Army of Two? No, I've watched videos and stuff. I just never, it never really like resonated. Never seemed like it's gonna eat up my time. Not sure they have classic client saves. Did SOE have copies of like pre-Kunark EQ saved somewhere? Some of it, most of it, not all of it, something like that. Could have sworn we had some like source files missing at times back in the day. But what do I know? Like we didn't have like centralized source control back then. Stuff was living in people's network drives. Too bad Blizzard bought out Vicarious Visions. Probably could have hired them to remake EQ. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember the exact. Why does that sound so familiar, Zach? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, finding a company to do it shouldn't be too hard. Maybe we should license PlanetSide 1 engine and make Encrypt fix the UI. Somewhere out there, John Ratcliffe just kind of like stirred awake. PlanetSide just made you remember the Tribes game. One of the guys from the Tribes team was on the PlanetSide team. Was George Sin on Tribes and PlanetSide? The person I'm thinking of was a programmer. His name was Brad. Was he? Okay. So maybe they came together. I don't know. Maybe there was somebody else as well. I just remember Brad. I don't. By the way, anybody from EG7, if you're out there, and you heard the earlier rant, I meant it in mild jest. Mild jest. Though, if you did hit me up, I obviously can't sign anything. Can't sign anything. We've got our own major endeavor going on here. I wouldn't sign any sort of NDA or whatever, but I'd gladly talk strategy with you guys. Wish nothing but the best for you and the team. I really do think that would be the way to go. I talked to one of their, like was it their chief product officer? Or I talked to one of their product dudes, like when we first started M&M. I don't know that he's still there anymore. I thought he left at some point, but I talked to one of their guys. He was super nice. I might have mentioned something similar to what I just said. Is it Layla Bear 47 or Isla Bear? Layla Bear. Oh, that's even easier to remember. What's up, Acadius? How are you? Where do I send the envelopes of cash for alpha access since Nick is only trolling me? Nick is your best bet. He's not really trolling you. He's just being hard to get. I think you just have not offered him enough cash. We're hanging in there, man. How's the project coming along? Man, we're moving ahead. It's so far not very dramatic, just kind of us moving ahead. Thanks, Cad. I really, really super duper appreciate you. I'm not even gonna look and see what it is you clipped. I'm just gonna assume it was probably the worst timing. Hey, Keyframe. At some point, when we've got lawyers coming after us, I'm gonna be like, Cad, you see what you did, buddy? See what you did? How do you feel about your actions now, sir? Oh, sorry, Acadius. Oh no. Oh no. Oh Lord. Wild times. Wild times. We're bringing It's like we're bringing late 90s game development back. It's all of a sudden it's the Wild West again. Running from the law, the press, and the parents. We're just trying to you know what, we're having fun here, guys. This entire stream originally started just to like be a fun way to discuss game development and my limited experiences as a game developer, to provide some insight as to what making games is really like. guys, you need to bring all of your friends in, and you need to bring all of your friends, like Strider was talking about earlier. Thanks again, Strider. You need to bring all your friends, get them to subscribe, get them to subscribe for 1 year. Just, that's all we're asking. Everybody. Also, if you're out there, sir, why are you posting pictures of your wife in my Discord? What is going on here? Bizban. What? But yeah, so bring your friends 1 year, and yeah, make friends, bring them 1 year. Once we go into early access, that's all we ask, because I will continue to do my best to be honest with you guys with my opinions and my understanding of game development. And in doing so, I will probably be unhireable in the future. Though I'll be honest with you, after working on this project, I just wouldn't want to work on another team again. I wouldn't want to work in a normal company environment ever again after this project. I've got to tell you, like, this project has been so much fun. It's, you know, it's definitely been challenging at times. It's definitely, I mean, it's game development. It's fucking scary at times or whatever. Like, oh, we got to make a game. But I got to tell you, like, working with this team and working on this project and, like, being able to, like, mostly be no bullshit with you guys. And be able to like develop in the open and like show you what we're like doing this, right? Like hanging out, just kind of poking away at some work, not being ultra productive, but like chatting with you guys and shit, and not having to worry about like, oh, did I run this by the PR department to see if I'm authorized to say certain things on stream? It's like, I wouldn't want to work in another like normal team again. I really don't want to. So for the love of all things good, when the time comes for us to take your money, give us all of your money. All of it. We'll have 2 options. It's $15 a month, or just give us all of your money. Just ski mask. I mean, you could just give us $15 a month, it's fine. Or all of it. Okay, so none. Well, unless you don't have any money, then yeah, then we're getting ripped off. Oh no. Kenji, Johnny Mango, you're banned. You're banned for life. When can you expect merch? When we go, I think we'll talk to the team again, but honestly it's felt like we shouldn't take your money until we go into early access. But Christmas is close to early access. But what if we start taking your money like for Christmas? What if we put the merch shop up for Christmas? And then what if something crazy happens? And then we don't hit our launch date? Then you're going to be pissed. You're going to be running around in an Eminem shirt and an Eminem beanie with an Eminem mug, nothing else on, irate. New Year ruined. You're going to come looking for us wearing nothing but a sock. An Eminem sock. What's in the sock, Fat Chunk? Listen. Wearing nothing but an Ashira plushie? That may be too far. A weird looking foot. Oh my gosh, you guys are on one tonight. What am I doing? I'm going home. And then I'm setting active command 0. What's in the sack? What's in the sack? What's in the sack? Did you guys decide on having a 3 to 7 day free trial once it releases? We probably won't do free trials. Free trials are used often just to do lame things. We feel like even if you log in and hate the game, you will have gotten your $15 worth. M&Ms? If we could pull that off without like getting in trouble. Jenny said, if there isn't a free trial, how else will I advertise my gold selling website? That's true. But you specifically, Jenny, I think we could just add it in game for you. It'll just be like a command. And a Shira cozy onesie, I could see that eventually. People will be like, so your company was doing really well, and then you invested in 100 different Fursona outfits for your merch store, and you didn't sell that many? It's like, well, it seemed like a fun idea at the time. Wait for your black and minute shirt? Yeah. That's definitely doable. Cat said he'll head up the marketing part. No, you won't. You're going to be banished to the dungeon soon. Clipping things out of context. You're gonna be put on the list, Steve. To the cat box? What do you think this is? A Marilyn Manson concert? No. We will not make him sit in a cat box. Possibly. Yo, you guys are talking about AOA the versus M&M quality of life stuff. Yeah, I think they're making a game that's very I don't know, I think it's very accessible. Like they're making their game is definitely a different game than ours. It's interesting that people are like want to always directly compare them. Like if we were to do the same things, then that would be kind of weird. I think there are a number of people that will really enjoy their game that maybe don't like ours straight out the gate or whatever, and there may be some people that like try ours and be like, then try theirs and be like, oh, that's cool, and vice versa. But you know, I think people have said this on our Discord, and we've talked about it in here before. Like, I think there's a lot more back and forth in the community naturally than like with us. So we're definitely not like vibing. We'll do everything in our power to like we'll do everything in our power to make sure that those guys are successful. Like if there's anything we can do to help, for sure. And Hidden Tree has been nothing but great to us. Like I said, I think I've said before, like like our people in Hidden Tree chat pretty regularly. Like anytime we've got a playtest coming up, Nick's usually pinging like Hidden Tree and being like, hey, we got you guys, when's your next playtest? Here's when we're thinking about doing ours. Like I don't, but I think it's because people are so passionate about stuff and people are like, they're so set on what their definition of like the best thing for the game is, that if we're not doing that specific thing, then they're like, I don't know, it makes them a little upset. And then they're like, well, but I've got this other thing I can run to and be like, you know. Sad. Would you consider dev versus dev PvP in-game event? You and Ollie duel 2 devs in the AoA dev? No, it wouldn't be me. Nick and Ollie can do it. Nick and Ollie. I mean, I am an expert PvPer, don't get me wrong. Maestro of Rancor, good to see you again. It's been a little while. I'm glad you could make it out of your little room there. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean, I think a long time ago, I think a lot of the games felt a little closer. But over time, the games they've got their own identities, and it's like, it's funny, like Robotio said, I hope both AoA and MNM are both successful. MMO scene has been rough for a while. I mean, I don't want to speak for them. Like, I don't even know that I consider us like, it's always cool to be in normal sort of MMO lists and stuff, but I don't really even consider us like part of the MMO scene, even though we're an MMO. I don't know if I'm going to explain this well. Like, you know, because I look at like other games that are, you know, big budget and blah blah blah. We're not trying to be that. We're just making a game that we want to play, that we think is pretty cool, and sticking to that. And then more and more people are like, oh, that seems pretty cool. And we're like, oh, I'm glad you think so. And then they were like, oh wait, I thought it was cool, and then there was no map, and also this beetle killed me. I don't want to know where my corpse is, and it's too dark. And what? My spell book as well? Screw you guys. And then it's like, oh shit, we thought we were friends there for a minute, and then you never came back to chat. Yezi FTW123, thank you for the follow. We're not just a game, we're performance art. Finally made a corpse run spellbook last playtest. I felt like I was growing up. Keyframe, look at you. You're all grown up. Malin said it's funny, MMOs come full circle and we're finally going back to the beginning. Eventually we'll make a game that Bartle will truly be proud of. One streamer I watched tried AoA, died to a beetle 2 times, got lost, and quit the game. In AoA? Well, in their defense, I don't think that person's gonna like our game either. I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't know if they're. I think, you know, we use a lot of like public facing announcements and stuff to keep you hooked. So, actually it'd be interesting to find out what their timelines, what they're thinking and stuff like that. Oh, okay, cool. They put out a roadmap at the test. It said they will introduce new area, but at the end of the year. Okay, cool. Are there any MUD interaction, or are the MUD interactions something individual devs are taking initiative on adding, or are they being discussed beforehand? Both. Both. With a lot of like just initiative going on as well. But like Eric's just been doing them as he thinks of them. You know, but I've also like pinged him or Lasava and been like, hey, could we get a few? Or actually, Lasava, have I pinged you on them? Prototype Spread said Halfling Archaeology Camp so fun to interact with. That was a Nicodemus thing. He does some crazy fun quests. Lasava said I can't add the mud volumes yet, but I can edit them. And I think just writing them up, kind of like you've been doing with the quests, even that's just fantastic. Because then we just get a pile and we either can assist you in getting them in, or like we can just get them in. I mean, if you want to get your own stuff in, we'll always make sure that you've got support for that. But like, you're so good and fast with writing stuff that I'm almost like just keep writing stuff, and then we'll do the implementation as needed. Yes, I am still here. M&M account. Can we get a mud command for poke? Maybe? Like poke the thing? Could probably do that. That one doesn't seem outlandish. CAD, yeah, you do have to bother Ollie. Swanee, your stuff is critical as well. A Morn emote? I think... Oh, there's a slew of emotes that we need to get in. John, that is true. Swanee stuff is the best CS stuff I've used. Me too, actually. No joke. Welcome back, Ollie. We were discussing your love of Unreal Editor 5 and blueprints. Did I ever mention? I'm not going to mention the name of the game, but there was a game being developed within SOE back in the day, and it was one of the other games. Like when we were in when we were working on DC Universe, we were in Unreal 3, and there was like a big initiative to like make Unreal 3 the new MMO engine. So we had like a centralized team in San Diego that was like the engine team. We had another studio that was doing an Unreal based MMO, us doing an Unreal based MMO, and I think the only other MMO working with Unreal 3 at the time, because it was like during the 2.5 era, was Huxley by Webson in Korea. And the other team would make these incredible demos, but it really wasn't looking like it was going to be an MMO. It was looking like it was going to be kind of a lobby-based mission, persistent mission thing. And we went up and like checked out what they're doing, and they did these incredible cinematics and stuff, because that was back when you had Kismet and Matinee. And so they were doing like these really crazy cinematics and like all this stuff. And then we're like, well, how are you actually building your content? And they started busting open the blueprints, right? Like the Kismet files. And it was just like, oh, wow. Oh. Okay. Cool. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's going to... I don't know how that's going to work long term. Spoiler, it didn't. That game did not see the light of day. You know, which is unfortunate for that team, but it was like highly scripted, especially in like blueprints. Seems not the formula for lots of MMO content. Hey, Robert. What's going on, buddy? Funny said I was going to make a joke marketing page for the new web app that was like a software as a service marketing page that presented pain points and all that to try to get you to sign up. I don't get it. Did you mean us specifically, or like the player based? Like players? That is not part of our... That's what it is. Every time I use this account, if I don't switch to my Loving Robot account, which is a premium account, and I use the M&M account, then it keeps asking me, hey, have you, are you still there? And then when it asks me that, and I say, yes, I'm still here. Then I guess clicking yes, I'm still here undoes the whole like shuffle playlist and loop playlist that I have in place. Yeah, that's obviously not it. You know what? Come on, YouTube. I know you're a small company, but I support small companies. And I just want you guys to do well by improving your product a little bit. I can't see chat right now. I'm just over here screwing around with YouTube trying to get it to just... Silky Johnson. The best named tech stack in the business. What tech stack do you guys use? It's proprietary. Well, what do you call it? Silky Johnson. Not joking. We will have Silky Johnson merch for those of you tech nerds that like our tech stack. My brain's so busy thinking of smartass stuff right now that I'm literally unable to click buttons. That's your high school nickname? Yeah. That was Ollie's stage name. Silky Johnson underwear? What? I like that even better than a t-shirt, Matthias. We're gonna borrow that idea. Swanee said, robot pain points, like for my other business, the marketing page's main title is something like, every day you wait, you're losing 1,200 per week to churn. But for an MMO, it'd be something like, every day you're wasting your time doing things like work and chores, you could be killing bats in Night Harbor. Niche World's Cole, putting the FU in fun. See you, Bill. Ollie, you know they're gonna blame everything you're saying on me, right? Hey, Ursini. Quality of life, or about that quality of strife? Damn, Lasava. It's kind of poetic. Oh. There's brains blowing up online all over the place right now. That's unironically really good. It is based. That's the solve for you. Ollie, you're getting me in trouble. Don't say it. That streamer guy thinks he's funny. Just disrespecting the player base. I'm like, I did not even say it. How does it delete a player's corpse? What? Does it delete a player's corpse? Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. It slows your XP gain and makes you take 20% more XP loss on death. Quality of strife. Dude, that really does seem like a cool game mode. I really like the way that Turtle WoW has those set up. Where's the... I think I saved those out to my little folder. Hold on. These guys right here. Whoop. Like it's their different like challenge modes are actually really interesting. Very interesting. But it's what's also interesting is several of them, or many of them, are focused on slowing the game down, right? But again, it's Turtle WoW, which I never made the association turtles being slow. I never, it took a while for, I'm kind of slow as well, pun intended. Did you see me just try to click the X to close this? It sounds like Tedium Simulator. Downvote. Tedium porn. Time to hop into Turtle WoW. Show us your character. No, I don't have a brag-worthy character. I just installed and started playing like last week. Yeah, now with Project Epoch coming out, I'm kind of like, do I even play Turtle WoW very much? I just recreated my first character. That's been a thing lately. I recreated my first character, my first EQ character in AOA during the playtest as well. But I'll be honest, I wound up thinking I was gonna have like a full late night to play AOA 2 days in a row, and instead I wound up hopping on calls with prospective new cultist And the conversations were just really, really fun, and wound up just not playing as much as I had hoped. Well, look at how that just fit. Well, that doesn't work. Let's move you, because the other tree's in a good spot. Thank you. My first EQ character was a half-elf warrior. And my first WoW character was a Tauren hunter. You need someone to run around on Turtle WoW or Classic, let me know. I was gonna ask. I just need to find out what server you're on. Or can you bounce around servers on Turtle WoW? Didn't you have pathing go through those trees? No, I mean, well, we baked the nav mesh in the little, if you mean the trail's here. Fern Times, thank you for the follow. That'd be cool. I would love to. Yeah. I mean, but I'll play any server. I mean, like I said, I just rolled a character. I'm happy to re-roll. He's like level 10 or something, so it's basically what, like a couple hours of playing at the most. Hey Mer, I appreciate it. All right, Acadius. NWC guild on Turtle WoW? Absolutely not. It will impact your productivity. Get back to work, Cad. What in the world are you even thinking right now? I'm dubious. I feel like I kind of feel a little guilty when I'm playing other stuff. Well, geez, this isn't a very well hidden camp. There's the path right here. There are the bandits. Well, don't mind us. I was gonna have like a sneaky lookout. These are the most conspicuous lookout I've ever seen in my entire life. You know how we're gonna fix this, guys? You know how we're gonna fix it? Exactly. This is Keepers Bight. What we're going to do is we're going to put a nice big exploitable rock right here. Just to make First's life easier. We're just going to put a nice big, easy to exploit. Oh, yeah, up there you can sneak up on the bandits. Far away are we from trolls? Will they get a grob like sorry? They'll get their own city, for sure. They'll get their own city and region. We are a little ways away, I think. Some stuff has been prioritized more than trolls. We didn't realize how many troll lovers we had out there when we started this whole endeavor. We didn't realize what was going on. Perfectly hidden. This is perfectly hidden. You can see no bandits. These bandits are so well hidden. Tellsmere says, Robot, when you're working at SOE, did anyone from the dev team play EQ, or was it done by separate testing team? Loving speed examples are. When I was at SOE, the EverQuest team played EverQuest so religiously, so much. And like the EverQuest team was basically on the team for the most part. Like the design team was so, I don't know, like basically if you were on the design team when I was, for the most part when I was on the team, it's because you just played the shit out of EverQuest and just really wanted to be on the team. And so it was not uncommon for, so like our design director was one of the main pullers, if not the main pullers. He played a monk for Keepers of Faith. The guy that he brought in, who wound up being one of our main systems guy, John Troy. He was another monk on in Keepers of the Faith. They also had they got into, so Rich got into the company because Ryan, a guy named Ryan, I won't say his last name, was the guy who made Show EQ, or one of the guys who made Show EQ, but I thought he was the guy who made Show EQ. He was a programmer on EverQuest. Variant hired him when they learned about Show EQ. And he played, like his house, he had this big house, and his gaming room was like a big ass room, and it had plastic banquet tables with machines lined up. And so he had like 5 or 6 machines just kind of like there doing different things. Like, and so those guys all came in. We had a couple like raiding Ralos players on the team. My buddy Steve actually pulled me out of my mom and pop server on Innerrook and onto 7th Hammer, and then I started raiding with the Dark Exile on 7th. And like we, you know, nobody's really heard of our guild, but we were like the guild on that server. Our guild leader won the Shadow Knight Best of the Best out of all the servers. So like it was just one of those things where the people, you know, the designers on the team were really into the game. Like we would work and then we'd go home and play, and it was a non-stop cycle. Everybody kind of had their area of interest in like their speciality or the thing that they contributed. Like I bet if you talk to a lot of those guys, you could maybe have like better conversations with them. Like, you know, about just the details and all that stuff. I will never claim to be a great player or anything like that. I just, I feel like I've always had a knack for maybe boiling things down to like what's kind of the stuff that feels most impactful or whatever. I don't know, maybe that's a lame thing to say. And then I was just on the, you know, like I loved just being around EverQuest and watching people play and getting a feel for what was important, and then seeing how we could push some of those boundaries, especially back when you know we were really kind of like pushing rating and stuff like that. And Have you ever tried poaching any of those guys? No, just because we don't have any cash. I mean, this is all volunteer work. If any of the guys out there wanted to, if they saw the project and thought it was rad and didn't need the cash, I think they would have reached out by now. But I think all those guys need like jobs, and their jobs are then in conflict with this as a hobby job. DDJ says, hey Sean, I had a bunch of my EQ Quorum guildmates try out M&M during the last playtest and was received quite well. I haven't been able to catch many streams lately, so I'm glad to see how well things are going. Hey, thanks for that, and thanks for the update. I'm glad you brought them over. Matthias, of course, there's always a chance. You gotta just figure out how are you going to play, how are you going to provide value? Sorry. Dargets asked, are there any plans to allow race changes as new races come out? No, not at this time. I think that would be a hard one to imagine allowing for. Unfortunately, until we hit 1.0, the expectation is that you're just gonna have to re-roll. But hopefully you enjoy it because it'll be new areas and, you know, all of that stuff. So hopefully it's not too bad for you. Any plans for flails, lances, estocs, rapiers, whips, crossbows? Everything except for maybe crossbows? Nope on the vampires and glass flats. I see in your panels you worked in development from Velius on, but I'm guessing you played Vanilla Cunard. Yeah, I mean, my favorite experience, some of my favorite experiences in my actual entire life were time spent playing Classic and Cunard. I got on the team. I was not on the team, but I was in the company. I think around Cunard launch ish. I think that's right. And that I was in customer service for Velius launch because I remember that Christmas party, like right after launch, right before launch, right around launch. I was there for that Christmas party, and I remember like the team was just crunching. They went to the Christmas party, got some beers, and then went back to crunching. I worked on Velius stuff after Velius launched. I was doing like filling in some gaps and working on some content related to it, but I wasn't part of like I wasn't on the team when they were working on it for launch. And then because I was like an apprentice to an apprentice at that point, I was like off the books helping out one of the apprentices who was like quasi off the books helping out the development team. And then became a full-time apprentice during Luckland, and then was officially on the team right after Luckland. Do you plan for rival cities like Kale and Skyshine? The hope is that all the cities kind of feel that way over time. And then there'll be factions within some of the cities that kind of do the same thing. Like we're even planning that for Night Harbor. So there's factions. There's 3 major factions within Night Harbor that we want to flesh out. There's still a lot of work to do there, but essentially over time you'll learn more about the factions and kind of their role more globally, and you know, you'll be able to align yourself and may find yourself in kind of a predicament sometimes, you know, as you're moving through town or whatever. Are there religious-based deity factions already in and doing stuff? Not really to the point that they will be. We've got work to do there. There's I think maybe there's a little smattering of it that Nick's put in just to kind of help start to get the feel, but there's a lot that we want to do there, and have to buckle down and actually like actually start fleshing out more of the gods, and then have that trickle into the actual available factions and the content and the devotion system, as you were just asking about. I forget, one more time. Is it Dark One or Dark Wind? I asked earlier, you told me, but I didn't retain it. Are you gonna let GMs walk around as deities and other fun things? Yeah, the hope is that our GMs are able to do events and stuff. That's one of the reasons why we're focusing on trying to make the tools really good, is to allow them to maybe have some free time from time to time to do some fun stuff like that. Dark Wind. Dark Wind is fine. Dark Wind, but there's no D. Okay, Dark Wind. Dark Wind. I got it now. No, that's Dark Wing, Duck. It's not Dark Wing. The D is silent. The D is silent because it is not there. The D is implied. Thank you, Cat. Whenever you're speaking, I know the D is absolutely implied. Because it's very obvious. You need to rate it in, buddy. So the plan for devotion is it's a progressive system, you know, primarily based on like tithing. It's a tiered system. Want to integrate that with probably some like faction or quest unlocks at higher tiers, right? Because if we're saying it's a tithing system that's primarily like cash and item driven, then that inherently allows us to gate it with quests, because we could just say, bring us the, you know, tumultuous orb of, you know, apathy or whatever, and then the only place you can get that specific tithe item is maybe from a quest. You know, so there'll be some stuff like that. It's going to be one of those systems where we'll have it in, and we'll be like, I think it'll be okay when we get into early access. I'm being real with you, but it'll be a system that, since the bulk of it's in and the foundation's really there, that we can tweak it as we're working towards 1.0 and really make it shine as the world gets bigger and there's more content and stuff. So tithing, a God's Battle Pass, yeah. We know how much you young people like the battle passes. We know the kids these days, they're into the battle passes, they're into the hip hop and the blunts. We're gonna take care of all of that. When you frame it as God's Battle Pass, it's kind of hilarious. Yeah. Hey, what's up, E-San? What? No Eminem gotcha box? Like every single NPC is a gotcha. We know you guys like gotchas so much, we just made it the core loop. So can you confirm a maybe for the Christmas shop? I don't know, man. Like, again, the idea that like the idea that we take your money before we give you the game is really gonna, it's a tough one. I don't know, maybe should we run like a survey or something? I can bounce that off the team and see what they think. I don't know. We would feel really bad if anything happened and you gave us money and like we miss our like a date or something. That's horrible. That is a horrible idea. What? We should add a run a survey asking if we should add microtransactions and then ban everyone that says yes. Cad, that is... You're gonna give us a bad reputation. Oh man. People have been asking me, Sean, does Eminem have any plans for a system like AAs from EQ? The opinion is, if an AA system is planned, having it in the form of a talent tree with visuals would be more appealing. You guys, you can keep asking. You can keep asking Nick that. Yes, John, that's why you're not allowed to run surveys ever again. Avery said, I like AAs, but it does feel a bit like gear score eventually in EQ when groups require a minimum AA amount. Yeah. Robot, the Apogea demo early access, if you clicked casual at the beginning, it exits the game. That's hilarious. And people are giving us shit. Aaron Gunn, I did not answer your Druid pet question. I think I saw it in my periphery, and then I did not even read it. I apologize. But it's because I knew you were going to be away on a work call. I knew that in advance. And then that is why I... Well, you can ask your question again. It will only cost you an extra 50 cents. Watched a dev interview between Clean and the Apogea dev, and he had some similar ideas about making a game that isn't for everyone and making a challenging game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's such a crazy idea in this day and age. Nick said, okay, Nick's answered the question about AAs. He said, maybe there's some way to tie XP grinding into things other than direct character progression so that you can do the activity for benefits, but it doesn't create a power disparity. Okay, Aaron said, okay, I have 50 cents. I was curious about the Druid pet design, but maybe Nick can answer it. What kind of pet is it? Is it token like Shaman Pet, or will it actually do some damage and hold aggro? Nick, that is for you. How's my posture been this stream? I've been doing it again, huh? I've been like all hunched over. Oh well. 7 out of 10? Okay. That's an improvement. Hydration check, thank you. A bit slumpy? Fuck. Nick said it's between token and primary pet. just make it boat XP. All experience earned past cap goes into a boat. I kind of dig that. On a posture scale from goblin to high elf, coming in solid human. I gotta keep working then. Must become high elf. Zukin, what's going on, buddy? Who gets to work on all the stuck monsters in the walls in Night Harbor? DDJ, that's partially probably going to be first. Maybe a little bit of Ollie. Maybe some art changes over time. It's a, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing that we will just be dealing with. Ollie made a system change to address some of that. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of fixes for that already. Perfect. See? See, we got you covered. That was just for you, DDJ. I was sweating. I was like, DDJ's gonna come on stream and be like, listen, I brought a bunch of my guildies. We're checking out the game and you gotta fix this. The whole everything being under the world and up on walls thing. Making me look bad. I really need to start streaming so people can have a place to direct class and other inquiries. In IR, absolutely. That would be the biggest stream right there. Without a doubt, that would be the biggest. I'm not just saying that. People will be in there. Like class information is probably the #1 thing that I see asked about everywhere. I would have to watch it and like take. And you know what? Maybe I wouldn't have. I was like, take notes so I can answer questions. No, because I'd just be like, go ask Nick. Leave me alone. I'm putting rocks in places. I'm putting rocks down. You want to know about? You're mad about your class? That's fine. Just take that over to Nick. He's in your time zone. Enjoy. Be sure to write in all caps. He likes that. Need another Sean placing spiderweb stream? You guys are really fixated on some spiders. Is that how I get the views? The little spiderweb stream? More spiders win. Like, I am really honestly astounded. My brain. Like you guys are so into spider, and I was like, I've been so worried like that we're overdoing spiders. I think you will be pleased. Need more dune crawlers to jump me in Vale's Inter. Oh, I saw that clip of Quatos. I saw the Quatos jump scare. I think YouTube pushed it to me this morning. I was showing Jasmine. We were laughing our ass off over coffee. Quados, if you're out there, that was brilliant. Like that, he looked legitimately. He was like, ah. It's like, holy shit. Spider Shark win. Have you been reading a certain book series? Why did I just do that? Yes. Yes, Jerome. Is that the link?
In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Cloth armor vendor.
Kotal win? Eventually, I think, if I had to guess.
The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
I feel bad. I feel bad that Quatos was genuinely that scared.
In the night market.
But he posted it, and I love that we could give him that moment.
In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
It just pops out of the sand.
Cloth armor vendor. In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
We need a Zukin. We need a special effect for when its invis breaks.
In the night market.
It just needs like this is just this is the rest of the stream for now.
In the night market. The cloth armor vendor.
Like it, yeah. So like it's invis.
In the night market.
That's the mechanic, but it's the story is that it's under the sand, right? So like when its ability breaks on ability break, it should have like a sand, like just sand, kind of like feeling effects that pop off. Yeah, like a trapdoor spider. Yeah.
The cloth armor vendor.
Fuck, that's so good.
The cloth armor vendor.
Okay.
Man.
In the night market.
In Cantus, we don't have any open roles for like actual content creation and stuff like that. Is there invis a specific thing? No, but it can be made into a specific thing. Just for that effect to work. But and Cantus, feel free to hit me up in Discord. But we don't have any roles, like we don't bring anyone on for like you know, just to like to help out and stuff. Typically we'll find once we have a role, we'll post it and then we'll bring people on specifically for that. Seeing stuff like that gives me more motivation for working. Exactly. Yep. Quixana said, can you spawn spider from the ceilings that drop down to you? In a hacky, probably not the way you're thinking way, but in the future, Ollie has mentioned doing like better support for like maybe pathing on not angles, but like on walls or ceilings or something. I could have sworn he said something about that. So that's one of those things like later down the line when we're working towards 1.0 and shit's like super wired, then maybe we can put in more functionality like that. Also spawn in animations. So like having something like spawn in and then or spawn and fly and land on the ground, right? So like an on spawn animation is something like, again, later we could go in and retrofit that kind of stuff in a lot better. That's the kind of stuff that it's like we're trying to focus on either really foundational core to the vertical slice like systems and functionality, or things that we know we can add stuff to later. I guess it's maybe the same thing. And then as we're, you know, if we have the subscriber base, if we have revenue and we've got, you know, the opportunity to make shit over time. I mean, MMOs, it's funny, there are MMO teams where after a certain point of the game being live, you're kind of like, what do we add? You know, like, oh. And that's where you wind up with like weird shit with like, you know, stuff that maybe people didn't ask for, and it kind of, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, like new systems and system bloat and stuff. I think rather than like systems bloat, it would be cool to just like add in more functionality to support cool things like that that make sense, right? Like, and more customization and more, you know, all that type of stuff. Those are my thoughts, at least. Goblin pompadours? Yeah, exactly. That type of thing. Critical stuff. Alright, we got these guys here. But I don't know, I don't remember if Nick and I talked about the poachers. These poachers. There's some spotters. Oh, wait, no, I see some poachers. Did I make those? Or did he make those? Nick, did you make poachers? Are you still out there? I can plop down some spawners either way. You did not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Such a good song. All this music's so good. Just listen to it over and over again and love it. Little sound effects in there too. Do you think ships will be working well in EA? Probably a better way to ask this. Listen, we're trying to keep the game as classic as possible. So ships will always, for the history of the game, work a solid 75% of the time. Curious about the poacher level range. Are they meant to be as high as they are? Yeah, think so. But if you have thoughts on that, send it over, Lasavo. Nick and I were talking level ranges earlier today. I just grabbed it, Nick. Slack is 4 minutes ahead. Interesting. Slack is 4 minutes in the future. It's only 9:01, but your message came in at 9:05. 60% of the time, it works 75% of the time, Acadius. I mean, it's ships we're talking about here. Listen, ships may never work perfectly, but swimming is pretty dope. The swimming experience is I think we've got a pretty decent swimming experience. Deep boats, assuming there will be rowboat, or is there underground wind for boats, or are they magic? HMS Sex Panther. Zipton, is that where you're gonna name your ship when you get it? Is that your guild ship? Magic. Did that just mess up my entire... I gotta bring up Streamlabs now. Oh, I just realized I never even started my chatbot. I'm glad no one fired a single command. Chatbot was not missed. There we go. I swam for about an hour in Shallow Shoals last test. Was it did you enjoy it, or was it not what you were hoping to do with your time? When a ship that serves as a boathouse, that would be great. Boathouses, got to add it to our EA list, our 1.0 list. Hey, Top Speed Beans. Yep, you were streaming to a friend. I found the goblins that killed me. Oh, that's so awesome. The top commerce character on the server gets a mega yacht house off the coast of Night Harbor. Ooh, that would be an incentive, right? Nick, what is the... Okay, fighter 80. Okay. I forget, our encounter table or our spawn groups don't have to add up to 100. Hey, Edzilla. What do I think about all this hate pirate software is getting, or do I care? I mostly don't care. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I do not know the individual personally. I don't necessarily, as somebody that has spent his entire career online getting hate, I get, oops, I get how not fun it is. But I also like, I mean, you know, sometimes we bring it upon ourselves, don't we? We bring it upon ourselves. So, in someone's eyes. I'm curious, has the team taken succession legacy planning into account during development? Succession planning for the team specifically? Yeah, I think that's the main thing. If you don't like it, if you don't like something, just move on. You know, if it was like very personal and it was like, hey, this affected me personally, so I'm gonna project a bit of hate for a little bit. It's like, okay, well then get it out and then move on. But like, sometimes, and nobody online, please take this the wrong way, but sometimes I don't like this. I really don't like this. Let me tell you how much I don't like this. You've acknowledged that you realize that I don't like this, but you're not going to change this. Well, I'm going to stick around. And if you say something else, then I'm going to, like, at some point, it's almost like weird ex-girlfriend behavior. It's like, this is uncomfortable, not for me, but for you a little bit. Like, move on. And I think that's the same way with, like, I don't know, like personal beefs and shit like that. Like, I have 3 ex-wives, and I think they probably never really think much about me, and I rarely think about them. And it's all good. And if we see each other, it'll be like, hello or not. And that's that. Like, I like investing my time into the people I do like. So, okay, so basically, Lamovilo, thank you for the follow. And Top Speed Bean said, right, sort of, what if X gets hit by a bus? How do you ensure persistence of vision through staff changes at the senior leadership level kind of thing, retirement, resignation, otherwise? Well, I mean, retirement is one thing, right? Like, because true leaders are going to help address the succession planning and the passing off of vision and things like that, if there's anything to pass off. I mean, a lot of what we have done on the team is just be very open and very, you know, as much as companies like to bullshit and say they're flat structures, we're pretty flat structure. I think we live in the reality of things is we have a team where if certain people, you know, if team members were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, it would absolutely impact things. But I also think the team is resilient, right? And I think that's just the reality of stuff, right? Like, yeah, the goal has been to bring people on board that share our vision, and share and discuss and be open enough that the team has hopefully a common vision built around a North Star that's not an individual. Like that's why I don't get on stream and like try to answer every question. I'm not the expert of everything. It's a team game, right? We have a bunch of different people handling shit. And so, and hopefully I stated that in the right way earlier. It's like it would absolutely suck to lose a team member. Also, I think the team could drive on if we lose a team member. You know, and naturally, different people, it'll be different impact, and it'll just be different ways for the team to recover from it. So, but this is not a, you know, I think there's, you know, even when people talk about like EQ and stuff, and Brad is like, and I don't, you know, it's not anything that Brad did to get this, but there's like this idea of like Brad as the only sort of like vision holder. But I mean, you had Bill Trost contributing, you had Steve Clover contributing heavily. Like, where would that project be without Smed's involvement? Where would, like, and there's, you know, a dozen other people you could easily kind of go through and say they were all part of that secret sauce, right? So, so I think that's the reality of it. I mean, it's a great question. I do think that, that there's always a need for like a bit of that sort of succession planning and having that exist for certain things in more formal ways than others. But yeah, but like, okay, so your follow-up, Top Speed Beans follow-up was, I think my question was less about the resilience or ability of the team to take a hit, more what might you say to assuage concerns that the community might have that X number of years out, the team changes direction in a fundamental way. Well, I mean, I can't, like, I don't know how to, you know, assuage that concern because that's one of those things you can't necessarily predict. But I would say that, like, say I get hit by a bus, or I decide to retire into the mountains, into my Unabomber hut with my wife and dog, and like I just bug out one day or whatever. If the game like suddenly drastically veered in direction, then that'd be a bummer because it's like, really? No one mentioned that? Like, really? Was it me? And it's the same thing. Like, you know, if you look at me, Nick, or Ollie as like the founders, and then you look at everybody else that's come on and been on for years and all this stuff, I would really hope, I would be very bummed on us as a team if like the majority of the team or a significant amount of the team wanted to go in one direction and they've just been like not saying it. I think invariably there are probably a few people on the team who have more, or you know, more or less have some things that are like, ah, man, I really wish we weren't doing that, but I like 80% of everything else, or 70% or whatever. But the hope is that if you're on the team, you believe in what we're doing, right? Like, we have Colt in the name. We weren't joking. That's not a joke. It's not a joke, team. We're not joking with you. We have daggers. You know what I mean? So I think that's all I could say. I think that's the most honest and truthful answer I could have expected. Thank you. Hey, thank you for the question. It's a very good question. It's a tough one to answer. But like, you know, it's like Nick was just saying he should have a stream for, you know, class and abilities and other systems. Like, absolutely, right? Like, I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous if there's ever like a front man that thinks they know all the answers. I think that's a bad sign. And I think it's unfortunate if somebody's put in a front man position and they don't think they know all the answers, but like they're forced to act like they have all the answers. That's gotta suck. And then I think just the reality is on these projects that I think it's got to be pretty rare that there's like an actual person that's like knows all the things and makes all the decisions. I would say that maybe a sign of a project that's kind of going that way, or has that challenge, would be look for, if you've got a favorite project out there, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, and I'm not referring to any one company at the moment, but I have noticed this in the past. If you have a favorite project out there and you're worried about whether or not it's like one person basically trying to call all the shots, watch the turnover in their leads. Watch how many times they turn over leads on that project. Because that project's either not good at hiring, has some other things going on, like maybe a lot of misfortune or something, you know, that's kind of beyond their control, or they've got a very top-down, kind of very strict vision holder that's like, hey, you're responsible for this area. Now just do this, 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 and this, period. Like, that can happen, so. Which I do think is different than like challenging, you know, having leadership challenge people in different ways, but. Lamavello, did I say you're welcome and thanks for being here earlier? Can I show you my sleeve? My sleeve is a mess. It's all blurry. Do we get cool sneakers at least? Zukin, you will get your sneakers when we give you the applesauce. Then you know what I'm talking about. Let's just hope. Let's hope no comets go by before our ship date. Nick said, warning, sex cult. Don't mind the spaceship in the barn out back filled with $100 bills. Oh, man. That was when I was in the army. That was actually, I was working in a special place in DC for a little bit because I just had surgery, so I was on assignment. Let me look that up real quick. Because that had to have been like 96 or 97. Because I was in a, no, I wasn't at Walter Reed. I was working at a emergency operations center. I was assigned to an emergency operations center for a little while after my surgery. They're trying to move you to Walter Reed? I would say, I don't know. I've heard mixed results about Walter Reed, but like the care I got, I had surgery at Walter Reed. Oh, that's not good. I had surgery there and they took care of me. They were, the doctors I worked with and nurses were super rad. What's a SRU? What's a SRU special? Soldier Recovery Unit. Okay. Yeah, one of the guys that was in this emergency operations center with me was there because he was on like a long-term sort of disability. They were trying to figure out how to process him because he had like his body was allergic to his blood. And so he was like in and out of the hospital constantly. Yeah, it was 1997. Yep. So I was assigned to that in 97 because it came on TV and like we would typically be watching TVs and stuff to see if anything weird popped on the news. And yeah, and so that came on and it was like, well, that's weird. Still active at the moment, going on 10 years. Allows soldiers more flexibility for surgery recovery appointments, easier to move to other units. Well, I mean, it sounds like a tough situation. Sorry to hear that, but hopefully things are as good there as I remember, but I honestly, it's been so long ago. I do not remember much about Walter Reed. Gives you a lot of time playing him, exactly. We'll be your little ray of sunshine anytime you need it. We'll be here. Just sun shining away for you. What in the world? What's your MOS? What kind of soldier are you? Oh man, I'm glad you said what it is because I wouldn't know what a 14 Echo is. But hey, you guys are in the news a lot lately. Look at you. One of the well, actually two of the guys that I go to, like my wife's friends, German guys, that we go to the festivals with. I'll be seeing him at the end of the month. He was they're both, I think they're both formerly air defense guys for the German Bundeswehr. Yes, that is exactly what his job is. Very much like Doctor Strangelove, riding the rockets with the cowboy hat. And I don't know if the Bundeswehr uses some other system, but I could have sworn that they were like, I thought they were Patriot guys. Because they would go over to the US to train and stuff. Do the Germans have THAAD systems? Yeah. I think they talked about going and training in Fort Bliss. My dudes, I like those guys. They're super nice. It's fun hanging out with army dudes, cause like German Bundeswehr guys are just like U.S. Army dudes. The jokes and the way that they kind of mess with each other and all that stuff. It's like, oh man, I don't get this every day. Love it. Get my yearly dose of inappropriate humor. When you're in the Middle East, love drinking with the Germans, Aussie, Italians, French. Yeah, that had to have been cool. Like just hanging out with people from all over. People are people, man. That's what they say. Yeah, I remember my army days were a bit like that as well. We'd go down to M Street. I was stationed in DC for 3 years. Go down to M Street and get wild. Some of those nights where you have like those, you know, the storybook movie style romantic bar fights, bench clearing bar fights, man. Italy was all wine. Hey, so the Bundeswehr guy, one of the Bundeswehr guys, he was actually stationed in Italy as well for a while. I think it was with Americans. Is it like an American Italian sort of joint air defense base? Where was it? Like in Tuscany or somewhere? Where did he say it was? Is that it? Yeah, so he was stationed there. How do I pronounce your name? Is it Driesigacker? Driesigacker. Reminds me of that fighter's name. No, that's not German. Is it? That's not German. Yeah, AOA stole our document, so we're just using theirs. Are you working off design documentities, path or placement? This is freehand here. This is artisanal freehand NPC placement. What is the background of your name? Where did the bandits get those moose antlers for their lodge if there are no moose mobs? How do you know there are no moose mobs? Maybe it's just very rare. Also, these look like they were cut out of wood. They make bow oars. Oh, interesting. All the mooses are extinct. There we go. See what they did. Maybe the moose are stealth moose. Yeah, we haven't told you all our secrets. Majestic moose. Moosin. Why does that sound familiar? Or is it just because it sounds like Mosin? A flock of meese? Brian Regan. Okay, then that's not what I was thinking. Moose spider. Would that be a moose body with spider legs, or? Moose buried under the moss to jump scare you? You'd see the little moose antlers, kind of like shark fins. Spider body, moose head, a spider eyes. Ooh. I think that is a perfect monster design. Like a moose strider. But like it's super polite. Yeah, he's a sweetie, I think. Don't go over there. I was about to tell you. It's dangerous over there. Calls you hoser. Everything's A. Conflictions, we have heard that feedback from some people. Spitz maple syrup, acid maple syrup. We have absolutely heard that feedback. Now, I don't know how we're going to fix it. That will be a great question to take over to Nick's stream. I don't know how we're going to fix it, but I have heard the feedback. I've seen people feeding that back to us. Yeah, Nick. There we go. We'll rate them. I don't think it's going to be today, though. Nick said we made bows slower and we made arrow crafts bigger, I think. Salvaging staves and stuff for mats would be cool. If you're going to trivialize getting ammo, why have ammo? Maybe the goal, Dargith, hear me out on this, Dargith. Hear me out on this one. What if the goal was to not trivialize it completely, but to make it feel a little just more balanced? Dargith. Do you hear me, Dargith? I was responding to a chat message about making 1,000 arrows at a time. Okay. Okay, I might have jumped the gun on that one, Dargith. Yeah, sorry, Dargith. Dev hate is real. What a toxic group. This is a toxic echo chamber. Especially picking on you of all people, Dargith. Zukin is always bullying me, he said. Zukin, why are you bullying Dargith? Nick, I'm not even going to read that out loud. I'm not even going to do it. What? Oh, Sparrow said, uh-oh, is this Toxic Wednesday? Toxic Tuesday. That's what we got to do. It's hump day. Oh, what if you just hire a goblin and you sit them in your... You sit them nearby and it just takes them 30 minutes to make the arrows for you. So that you're not necessarily doing the chores. Well, yeah, maybe that's a good racket for players. Like a caddy for arrows. There's a new Toxic Avenger movie coming out? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? Dude, people like me set up an arrow card outside dungeons. Possum, if you did that, you would be the hero of the game. Yeah, I think we made a comment, like, are we... Yeah, Dargith, agreed. How about that? I'll just say agreed. Foxy Boxy said, Final Fantasy XI had a skill for their archer class that allowed them to recover some of their arrows they lost after party. Usually it was a small amount, something like 1 out of 30 of what they used was used to save a little money. Yeah, stuff like that's cool. I think that's kind of stuff cool. Does this guy need to go anywhere? No. He doesn't. Oh, these guys can't all be that. That would be a little too intense. I might have to go back and... Okay, no. Oh, no, that is that. Okay. I was like, have I been pasting an orc archers into the poacher camp? Oh my god, a goblin carrying around an arrow caddy. Then when a more decked out player comes around, you just bump the price up. Surge pricing, guys. What are you buying? I think... Yeah, I don't know that that would ever consistently be done, but... Anytime I see that type of behavior in game, I'm going to give you a high five. The more we can do to facilitate the various like traveling vendors and folks with stalls and archers get a pet that acts like a pack animal, like a little archer pet dog with like a backpack. Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. Players out there trying to earn a few coins with their little like pack animals and you know, carts and all that stuff will get high fives from me all day long just for being so rad. Like those Guilds of Corpse retrieval groups. Yeah, that's also super cool. You know they were doing that in Valheim? Did you know that there were corpse recovery guilds in Valheim? They would come onto your server and help you recover your corpse. I read an article about them. Yeah, honestly, that's such an awesome concept. Emergent gameplay, dog. Like Dialport doing free CR ports. Yeah, that type of stuff is just, it's so amazing to me. Possible dumb question. Coming up, play the last D8 as my character still exists in X. Yeah, so for the time being, we're going to persist characters between playtests. Just allow you to keep leveling up and building a affinity for your character and feeling like you're progressing and hopefully setting that hook. Making you look forward to the day that when you start, EA kicks off and you start your for realsies character, it's all legit forever progress from that point forward, and you just feel like every little experience point counts, every bit of progress counts. Every arrow that you sell out of your little goblin arrow wagon is progress towards building an empire so that you can afford your houseboat. No such thing as dumb question. Just dumb people. I mean, you know, I don't think anybody that's willing to come in here or Discord and ask questions, they're pretty badass in my book. Deep Elf and Deep Gnome will not be playable for the beginning of early access, but they're going to be a part of the first big update. We're already working on the first big update as well, so hopefully that'll be on time. Exciting stuff. So Nell said maybe an unpopular opinion would be cool if there are some non-aggro mobs in an instance character select camp that we can kill while we wait. We can't, like, we may fake some stuff to make it feel a little like, you know, there's like a little offline tutorial. But like all of our system, all the systems exist on the server, so that'd be a lot to like recreate. Deep Dwarves, High Elves, Trolls be part of the second and third update, maybe? Well, you have to talk to Zukin about what the second update may be. And then from third on is a bit more of a wild card. I'm not saying that is what the second update would be, but I'm saying if and when we know, Zukin may know. Hey, Dark Inside, what's going on, buddy? We cannot confirm nor deny any speculation. Just had a filling done this morning and taken something fierce. Interestingly enough, I had 3 done just 2 days ago and they didn't hurt this bad. Well, that's no fun. Dark Inside's playing some Night Rain. Do you like it? Well, all right. We got some, you know, we got a little bit done today. Lee says, finally jumped through some hoops and got Eminem running on my Steam Deck, but didn't realize servers aren't live. Stoked anyway for the next playtest. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be that long. Oh man, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm getting sleepy. Alright. Alright, so got a good stopping point here. You love Night Rain? Awesome. I still need to like get a good build in place and actually play more Elden Ring. All right. You know what? I think we're wait. Well, you just asked a question that I don't want to ignore, so I'm not going to ignore it, but then after that. But Acadius, if you got to go. Lemmy said, probably something asked 1,000, 10,000 times, but how do you internally understand the difference between quality of life features and dated game design? It's such a thin thread. I think what we do is we spend a lot of time discussing the actual implications of a given feature, lack thereof, design decision. I think it's natural for people external to the team, potentially some people external to the team, or some people external to the development process in general, or processes, to just look at it as just doing it because of, right, like air quotes, or any number of ways of explaining it. But we have people with an incredible amount of experience playing these games. And like when I say you get these games, it's like just about everything, right? And so it's not just EQ and classic WoW and all that stuff. So it's really about the knock-on effects, not just the feature issue in the bubble. Yeah. I mean, because we're looking at like, all right, what are all the implications here, right? And what is it that we feel it actually adds? Because it's never just about like, the idea that it's like, oh, let's do this just because it's tedious, giggle, giggle, haha. Like you've got a team that's volunteering 5, 4, 3, depending on the individual. Like people have volunteered years of their lives to put together an experience that way they want to see like be played, and ideally, hopefully it's successful enough that we can continue to work on it, right? So it's never like, oh, this is just gonna suck, right? It's okay, so if this goes in, yeah, like you said, what are the second order effects, or what are the knock-on effects from this? What does it facilitate? What does it facilitate in terms of social friction or social interaction? See you, Swanee. What does this potentially unlock in terms of opportunities for other people to assist? Does this create a question that somebody may ask in the community and be like, hey, why is this way? And then that leads to a natural moment of interaction. Does this make, is this a bit tedious, but if it's in being tedious, does it further root me in the world as more of a world, as opposed to it just being a points go up sort of, combat sim? Like, is it strictly cookie clicker, points always go up? Or is it something where, hey, there's a certain amount of like the downtime that roots me in the world. There's a certain amount of downtime that allows for social interaction or can be mitigated through more social interaction. We've talked about making a social game since before there was a game, right? So it's like, and some stuff is inconvenient. It's like some stuff is inconvenient. There are things that are inconvenient or tedious or frustrating, but I think one of the challenges, and I don't mean to just throw this out there lightly, but I do think one of the other challenges that people run into is, I think there are a fair number of people out there that are not used to challenge, and and they immediately go like, and I think some people say the game is hard. I don't know that the game is hard. I think the game may be challenging in different ways, right? Because as soon as somebody says, oh, the game's hard, the response from, the folks online are like, I'm sorry, but classic MMOs and this style of game was never hard, right? And that's because it's equating it strictly with maybe like mechanical skill or, game knowledge that's mostly applicable to like complex behaviors, learning complex behaviors. But on the flip side, I do think there are a number of people that have already shown us that they enjoy the moments that come from like the learning that happens in different ways, where it's like, oh, I know where that's at now. Oh man, I was so frustrated because I didn't know I needed to go here and then there and then there. Oh shit, I know where they're at now, and I feel like I've moved past that. I feel like I've progressed. I feel like I've got better game knowledge. And so yeah, it's rather than, because I think, you know, people that want to play games with high mechanical like challenge and stuff, we wanted to too on the EQ team. Like our next games that we want, I mean, like working on DC Universe after working on EverQuest was something where it was like, how do we make it so that the bosses have more like interesting behaviors and there's more mechanical challenge and all that stuff? But they're just different types of games. Yeah, so I mean, there's so much little stuff that you can learn, right? Like learning about pulling, you know, just learning how to gauge like aggro distances, learning your class, learning you know, learning how to get around places, learning the shortcuts in a sense, learning what items have high value and what items don't, so you just delete them or toss them, right? Like learning how to optimize your kind of gameplay in a way where we're trying to make it so that we're giving you as much autonomy and agency as possible. Sometimes people can do dumb shit with that agency and really make life miserable for themselves, but we don't want to like get that out of the way. Like we don't want to nerf that. But yeah, social interaction and immersion in the world, making it seem more like a place rather than just a game, without it just being a full-on simulator, is absolutely the guiding star. I think that's a good call out. But those things are integrated into gameplay. Do you feel like the explosion of social media, online guides, etc., and the natural progression of organic community might think tanking? I'm reading that wrong. Do you feel like with the explosion of social media, online guides, etc., that the natural progression of organic community think tanking isn't really a thing? No, I don't. That was one thing that we weren't certain of. It got brought up a bunch. See ya, quick sound. I'm about to wrap up as well. That got brought up a bunch, was like, hey, there's Discords now and there's websites now and there's this and that, and so like the game's not going to be social. You can't make a social game anymore. I think every single one of our playtests that we've watched shows that that's not the case. Our game is, I don't know, I mean, you guys have played the playtest, but like from what we've seen, our game is, and I'm not just saying it like, oh, our game's better than other games. I'm saying what we've seen within our game has been extremely social. There's a lot of like just helping each other out and sharing and all that stuff. And after day one, it's typically very positive. Day one, we have new people come in. They push the limits in certain areas. Like in OC, some of the stuff they say or their naming or whatever, they piss and moan a good bit. And then, you know, the ones that are going to churn, and then like the next days are typically pretty chill, and people are just, yeah. So anyway, those are good questions. I'm going to wrap up the stream now though, because it is creeping up on 10 o'clock. And so this was going to be a shorter stream, started early. Now it's a little bit longer. You're very welcome for the answers. Thank you for asking the questions. So I'm gonna wrap up, and I will see you guys next Monday. Is Zukin streaming? Zukin streaming? Don't leave. If Zukin's streaming, we'll raid him. Is he streaming? We'll raid Zukin. Don't go anywhere, but I'll say goodbye to you guys. Okay, Zukin. Sorry I didn't ask. Later, Darius. Later, DDJ. Dragon. Toodles. Telsmere. Everall. Classic EQ. See you later. You're very welcome. Acadius. Hey, thank you. You too. Don't stress. Retriever. See you. Top Speed Beans. Long Hila. Lasava. Keyframe. Chasolo. Rexicon. Tsunami-san. Possum-san. Filter EQ. Foxy Boxy. Hey, I'm glad I could be your background noise. Robotio. See you. Glad you enjoyed it. Later, Sparrow. Pez. Sorry, Pez. Perez. But it's, I mean, it, you know, it's hard. See you, Defiant Possum. Have a great weekend yourself. Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Sorry. Gunnerwolf. Arseni, Migs, Dark Inside, Darkwind. Hey, thanks for popping in here. Is Nova, Wickasloth, Blue Queen of Dragons. You guys be sure to stick around for the raid. Good night, Nick, and John, and Roberts, and Zukin. I'll be right there. And Dark Inside again, and Kenji, and Coot, and Matthias, and Painkiller. Or sorry, Player Killer. Dadvik. I think I covered everybody. Let's raid. Hopefully there's still people. I might have screwed that up. Raiding. Why doesn't it just show Zukin at the top of my list? Zukin Sculpts right there. Raiding now. Starting raid. Yay, there's still people for the raid. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay. And some people are already going over on their own. Perfect. All right. See you guys. Have a great weekend. It was a fun stream. Thanks for all the good questions. Be sure to stick around and look at Zukin looking like female deep gnomes. Cool. All right. See you guys. Where's the button to end this? There we go. Good night, VOD people.